Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Sheila Fawson.
And I'm Greg Fawson. We produce the broadcast.
I'm Dr. Ernestina Garcia, and I will be doing the readings.
And I'm Robin Hackett, your guest musician.
Yay.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Would you like to start us with a little invocation?
I would. So I just invite you to take like a deep cleansing breath and close your eyes as we recognize the one power, the one presence, the one life that is all that is. That is the life of each one of us. That is the life of the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. That is the life of this service as it unfolds in ease and grace today. And I know that everyone hears what is theirs to hear and says what is theirs to say. And I know that this whole service unfolds in ease and grace. And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
So it is.
So, Robin Hackett, you are special music, and we're looking forward to what you got to play for us.
All right. And I will make a quiet place within my heart. And I will wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord. Yes, I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. And I will make a quiet place within my heart. And I will wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord. Yes, I will make a quiet place. A quiet place within my mind. And I will wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my heart. And I will wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord. And I will wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord. And I will make a quiet place.
That was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That just took me to another space,
Mhm.
beyond time and space.
Mhm.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to take care of some business now.
The purpose of our spiritual community is to be a spiritual community, to be supportive to all those who are seeking support, to practice and live unconditional love, to be non-judgmental and forgiving, to embrace oneness, to join all others who want to co-create a world that works for everyone, all cultures, all races, all sexual orientations, and all life. And together we say,
And
so it is. Yay. So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Check out our website, cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us and after you're into the website and add yourself to the email list. You can request prayers for the week on the website, and there's a lot more information out there. There's blogs from Reverend Michael and other stuff. Today's title is, what is it? An Aid in Life. Change.
so we'll bring up Ernestina. Dr. Ernestina.
Yes, an aid in life is change. And, you know, it takes courage to change. And, but I get ahead of myself. That's in the reading. We do the affirmations first. Okay. Affirmations for the week of March 30th, 2025, written by the wonderful Stephen Anthony. Please repeat after me. I am always centered in the infinite field of love.
I am always centered in the infinite field of love.
My inner awareness of God's presence expands with every experience.
My inner awareness of God's presence expands with every experience.
I focus each moment on what I have to celebrate and to be grateful for.
I focus each moment on what I have to celebrate and be grateful for.
Spirit's wisdom is always present as my intuition.
Spirit's wisdom is always present as my intuition.
The universe provides all that I need to express my highest potential.
The universe provides all that I need to express my highest potential.
I live in alignment and perfect harmony with all of creation.
I live in alignment and perfect harmony with all of creation.
And together we say,
And so it is.
and so it is. Okay, now we get to the reading about courage. Okay, this reading, selected for us by the Revs, is from the publication Inner Visions by Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. Many individuals go through life with an, oh, well, it's good enough mindset about their everyday lives. They lack the courage to shift their consciousness to live an it's more than good enough life due to a sense of unworthiness that inhibits them from being beneficiaries of all the gifts that are included in their divine inheritance. It's good enough is a safe, predictable agreement forged with mediocrity that falsely appears to eliminate disappointment, hurt, to being let down by life. Wise are those who immediately upon realizing this dare to try on a more than good enough consciousness. So go ahead, allow yourself to try on the realization that there is limitless good available to you. Believe me when I say you will wear it well. What does this take? courage. The courage to cultivate your willingness to move beyond the coping mechanisms, rationalizations, justifications, the worn out excuses that hold you back simply because you lack the daring to stir up your life, to make it a conscious adventure in moving beyond the paradigm. It's good enough. Try on authentic courage, which is the daring to disrupt your comfort zone. Try on the vibrational frequency of courage is encrypted in my soul, and I willingly open every area of my life to a higher frequency of more love, more wisdom, more peace, more creativity, more abundance, more trust, and more confidence in the truth that I live in a friendly universe that supports me in every way. Just try it on, even if you don't know what it all means or where it will lead you. Try on consciousness of it's all working together for my good, and then get out of the way and let it do just that. And together we say,
And so it is.
and so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have the wonderful Robert Hackett with another song for us.
I do, of course I do.
Yeah.
This is the moment. This is the hour. Time to put everything on the line. Yeah. I am the answer. I am the reason. I'm a believer. It's all inside of me. And I will not be broken by some fear. And I will not stand still again. And I won't fall apart like all those times before. 'Cause I won't take it anymore. This is a moment, and this is a revolution. And I am a changer. It's all inside of me. And I'm the beloved. Oh, I am a lover. I am the spirit inside of you and me. And I will not be broken by some fear. And I will not stand still again. I won't fall apart like all those times before. 'Cause I won't take it anymore. I will no longer compromise my life. I will no longer waste so much time. 'Cause I know that this is a revolution, and you are a changer. You are the master of all you believe. And this is your moment. This is your moment. Time to put everything on the light. Oh, well, this is your moment. This is your moment. Time to put everything on the line. This is your moment. This is your moment. This is your moment.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Ah, we love you.
We do.
I love you guys too. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do our thing now and we'll be back to you.
All right. I'll be here.
So what a wonderful day to be
It is.
alive, awake, and aware, to understand that we are more than our circumstances, we're more than any injuries, or more than lack or limitation. We are children of God. And what a great message to spread among ourselves, to know in truth that there's only one perfect life. And that life is your life, that life is my life. And it's continuous. There's no end to it. You may be thinking that something is out to get you, so you got to play it safe. You may be hiding in your home, afraid of what's going on in the world, but that is not living life. Living life is more than that. It's like the reading for me meant taking risk, not being afraid to take that step towards your dreams. Take that step towards unleashing the thought that you're less than. So when we think of risk, sometimes we think of it as being a bad thing, something that is scary, and we might lose something if we take this risk. We might lose our security or our ability to take a step towards something less than. And so for me, risk and change are kind of like on a parallel journey. One affects the other and the other affects the one. To give an example, I have two quotes by two different gentlemen who accomplished great things in their life. The first one by George Bernard Shaw. He was quite a provider of plays and books, and he was politically taking risks all the time. So this is what he said about change. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Just think about that. If you can't change your mind, what are you going to change? What else are you going to? Nothing can change. But the illusion is that if I just hide from change, then nothing will get me. But change is taking place all the time. Did your hair look as good as yesterday as it did today? No, it's a change. And when we acknowledge and see change for what it is, then we can grow and become more than we possibly can think of. And this is the second quote by Muhammad Ali. He was one of my favorite people when I was younger, because he knew who he was. He would predict when he was going to knock somebody out, and he would do it. And there was no fear of stepping out and stepping into his political beliefs, his spiritual beliefs. he took lots of risks. And this is what he says about risk. Those who are not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in their life. And what I know is that right within you is the perfection of the universe. The idea that something isn't worth taking risk for is an idea that will keep you from accomplishing or creating your dreams to come true. So just turn within for a second and close your eyes and just imagine yourself right where you are. Not hard to do because you are right where you are. And where you are, picture it being the whole universe. And you're a star, a bright shining star with purpose, with fulfillment, with joy, with accomplishments, a star that is ready to be birthed and to reveal its illumination to the world, to shine its light, to become the risk taker, to become the place of change, to unfold beautifully. And just feel what that feels like. What it feels like to be unafraid, to know that change is inevitable, to feel the change, to acknowledge the change, and to embrace the change, and to know something good is happening right now, right where you are. Something good is happening. And now that this moment has passed, there's another moment of something magnificent is happening. You live in the universe that is for you. It's not against you. It frees you from all illusions of less than, all illusions of I can't do this, or all illusions of fear, anger, anything that restricts your freedom. Just let it go now, because you are the master of your universe. You are the creator of love and light, and that's a good thing. So embrace the change by taking a risk, because when you take a risk, God is right there, fulfilling and nurturing and knowing in God, nothing can do wrong. In God, everything is perfect. In God, we hold and have our peace eternally. Sorry.
Greg, can you make us small or something so we quit jerking?
I'm not sure. I can try a couple things.
Would you please?
Sure.
It's very disconcerting. I'm sure it's disconcerting to everyone trying to watch us too, but I'm looking at the screen and it's like, I can't even think of what I'm going to say because all I can see is jerky.
I think it's okay now. We'll just stay on and be
All right.
part of the.
Then you'll have to pay attention.
Oh, we're fine.
Thank you. So when I was thinking about change, I was thinking about times. I used to be a banker, and at one time I was the vice president of a bank, and I was also just starting on my spiritual journey, and I had read a few books, and I hadn't found a spiritual center yet. I've gone to lots of places and hadn't found it, but I knew I wasn't supposed to be there anymore. And yet it's like I worked so hard to get to that place where I was vice president, from starting out as a teller and then working just everywhere to get there. And it was hard to let it go. And I had the glass office with a mahogany desk and all of that. That's like, and I lived in Grand Junction, in a small community. And so, you belong to the Rotary and you belong to this and you belong to that. And anyway, I knew it was time to go. And I was dragging my feet. And so what happened? Oh, the president of the bank decided that since his friend in Wyoming had his job eliminated, he'd eliminate mine and replace me with him. So he did. And I knew it was time to go. I actually even we used to have to go through these psychological tests as bank officers every once in a while. And after I went through it, one of the things that they said is, we're really surprised that you're in the job you're in because you're so creative and the job that you have is forcing you to just follow all these rules. And we're just thinking that maybe you're not in the right job. So they had already told me that. So when my job was eliminated, I'm like, oh, so that's how spirit changes things for you when you drag your feet. You get it another way. So I think that we can make the changes when they come up, or we can let the change happen to us. And so I think one of the things I learned from that was probably in my best interest when spirit's telling me it's time to change, for me to choose it as opposed to waiting and then letting it happen to me. So I think we have times when we know it's time to change. I took on being a board member at it was called the Duzu Children's Museum in Grand Junction, and the executive director that had been hired, we discovered much later when we were $30,000 in debt that he had been spending money and getting loans without letting the board know, and why the companies gave him like credit for things. And so we finally realized what was going on, and we fired him. And then we found out we were $30,000 in debt. And so there was one board member and I that we worked really, really hard on it. We talked to the city. The city gave us a building for $1 a year. My brother built all kinds of wonderful things inside there for children at the Duzu. And so I was able to bring it from being $30,000 in debt to being in a new building, having nicer things, and really being successful at it. I wasn't taking a salary, and that was one of the reasons that we were successful. And my spiritual life was starting to change. I had found Science of Mind. I had found the Church of Religious Science in Grand Junction. And it's funny because I got a text from I think it was on Facebook, anyway, from my friend Kim, and thanking me for a time that she had made a change and I'd been there. And it reminded me that Kim is the one who told me, if you decide to leave the Duzu, you have to be prepared for it to fail. And that was hard for me because I worked so hard to get it to be successful and thriving. And so I made the decision that the right thing for me to do was to leave. And she was right. It did fail, it closed. And so I think my point is, we're always making choices, and the choices always have the reaction to what the choice was. Sometimes it's a good consequence, sometimes it's a not so good consequence. And as we become more present with what's ours to do, we can make those choices instead of allowing them to happen to us. And so I wrote down a couple of quotes that were really meaningful to me. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention in the present, objectively observing the behavior, attitudes, and beliefs of ourselves and others. The ability to impartially observe our own personality to make changes in the fundamental key. It is a fundamental key to spiritual growth. So as we're trying to hold on to what we have because we're comfortable in it, Spirit's saying, no, no, wait, there's this good thing out here happening for you. You just have to be willing to change it. And so as we begin to realize that, when we recognize that there's a change coming up and we step into it, as opposed to holding on to what the past was and thinking, oh, I'm okay, I can hold on to this, then, well, the consequences aren't very fun of holding on. And it's challenging and kind of scary to step out into that new thing. And yet it's a really important thing to do.
So I invite you to just think about a place where you had a great change in your life. Something happened, and it didn't come. It wasn't something you created, but it still was something that you experienced. And just get a sense of what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
What it felt like, not just as it was happening, but the next day, the day after that, the month after that, and just really get a sense of how that change was so important for your life at that time. So significantly perfect in the way it changed your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I can think of many times that a change came from me taking a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a risk. What is it that you're holding back from? What is calling you that you're kind of ignoring it, saying, I'm not ready for it. If you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be calling you. That's what I've learned in my life. Because when it calls, it's saying, go for it. I'll support you in all your needs, all your wants to step into that risk fully, full-hearted, without even blinking.
Yeah, so you can do it that way, or you can do the way I did it, because I'm holding on. It's dragging me forward. It's more painful that way. I think.
Yeah, that's true. So, what do you want in life? What would be worth taking a risk for? I can think of lots of things. We're going to Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City, here I go. And we got some crazy little children there, and we're going to experience some. We're going to see the archives because it's having its grand opening. And we went through all kinds of changes. Do we want to hassle the airport and go through all being in a place that isn't our place, sleeping on beds that aren't our beds? And we went through all these making excuses why we shouldn't go. And all we had to do is say, I want to go, or I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to make excuses for why we don't want to go. So there's this point in time and space where you have to make a decision to step into risk and watch the changes happen in your life, or to just stay at home and, as Reverend Michael Beckler said, live a mediocre life. But I know people that are in this philosophy, it's impossible to live a mediocre life, because as you expand into your spiritual self, it gets exciting. I mean, your journey can be scary, can be painful, can be uplifting, can be inspired. Either way, there's change that will affect your life, affect the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to play in this realm of spirituality. We get to take chances. We get to take risks. We get to acknowledge the changes that are made by just the work we're doing on ourselves, and give ourselves thanks. Thank you, Reverend Michael Torphy. Thank you for all the risks you've taken in your life. Thank you, Reverend Valerie Torphy. Thank you for being you, for not being afraid, for marrying this crazy minister, living a life of uncertainty. That's fun. And I'm grateful.
So I have visions sometimes. Sometimes they come as dreams. Sometimes they just come up as awareness. I was still married, and I knew it was time for me to leave the marriage, but it wasn't that bad. And I had a dream, and I saw the person's hands I was supposed to be with. And I guess I finally realized that I could keep holding on to the thing that I was holding on to, or I could be courageous and step out and go for something new. And so I did, and I moved out, and I bought a condominium, and all kinds of things happened. And we had been dating for just a little while, and I looked at his hands, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Those are the hands I saw all those years ago telling me I needed to do this thing and change because it was showing me the person I was supposed to be with. So, so it's kind of scary to make those big changes. And especially for me, it's like, oh, it's not that bad. I can hold on to it. It's like, it's scary to leave. And so as we begin to follow that path that is set before us, that I don't think Spirit's telling us what to do in any way. It's just kind of showing us the possibilities of, if you quit holding on to this so hard, this is possible.
Yes.
And so it happens that way in a lot of things where we have to let go of this thing before we can get this new, better, bigger thing. And so it's a really cool thing to begin to live our lives in the trust that Spirit's always there and we're going to be okay, and we can let go of the thing that's not working as well as it should and move forward to the thing that we want and survive it and thrive.
Right.
So, we've done that we did that when we started this center. Like, it's scary to start a new center. And thank you, Greg and Sheila, for always being there with us. We appreciate it so much because we aren't doing this by ourselves. We haven't been by ourselves. We've had, especially Greg and Sheila, the whole time with us, making this journey with us.
Woohoo.
So it's good to know that you live in a friendly universe, a universe that's for you. And if the universe is for you, then nothing can be against you. It's impossible. Those two things can't hold the same thing. And the space between your ears is what I'm talking about. Because when you know that you know that you know, then nothing can prevent you from taking that risk, of stepping out, embracing change. Because when you take a risk on something big, then that's something that's going to be changing your life. They work so fine with each other. And I'm grateful for all the changes that happen in my life and continue to happen. Something to celebrate. So, we feel complete. Why don't you pray for us?
Okay. So I just invite you to take a nice deep cleansing breath and close your eyes. As we recognize there's only one power, one presence, one life, one infinite intelligence in, as, and through all that is, as my life, as Reverend Michael's life, as Greg's life, as Sheila's life, as Robin's life, as Ernestina's life, and the life of everyone who's watching now and everyone who tunes in later, and the life of everyone everywhere. We're all one with God, one with one with the one power and the one presence, one with each other and one with all that is. And so as I surround us in that love and that peace and that harmony and that oneness, I know for each one of us that as we follow our intuition and step forward into that which is ours to do, we recognize the newness, and we are absolutely divinely protected and guided through every change we have in our lives and through every breath that we take. And so in absolute gratitude to know the truth of our being, our oneness with God, our oneness with each other, our oneness with all it is, and to know that we are safe in our choices and safe in our beliefs in our lives. I just am so grateful, in absolute gratitude, for knowing this word is complete and done in the mind of God, that it's already manifesting into form. I release it, I let it go, I allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is.
Yes.
Amen, ashe, aho, and woo-hoo!
One voice, one mind. Alleluia. One heart, one love. Alleluia. And
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It's good to be alive, isn't
Mhm.
it? So wonderful. To have this
Absolutely.
rich life that we're all experiencing. You out in New York, us in Colorado. What a wonderful thing that we can celebrate life together this way.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we got one more song a little later. First, we're going to take care of some business, and then we'll be back to you.
Okay.
So this is our conscious giving time. When I say conscious, I mean we wake up to our good that's in our lives, and we give thanks by giving back in whatever way you can. It's a universal law. As you give, you receive, and as you receive, you give. It's all good. And this is how you can give to our spiritual center.
So you can go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and you can use PayPal or credit cards or debit cards. You can use Venmo, and the Venmo code is right there on the screen, but it's also on the website in case you miss it there. And we take checks, and our address is right there too. So however you give, we'll just accept it gratefully.
Yeah.
So.
So shine your light towards the screen and see this basket as our universal good. And just repeat after me. I give thanks for this opportunity in life to give.
I give thanks for this opportunity in life to give.
I give it freely with no obligation
I give it freely with no obligation
to fulfill any needs in my life.
to fulfill any needs in my life.
I say thank you.
I say thank you.
I let it be,
I let it be,
and so it
and
is.
so it is.
And so, once again, the magnificent.
Be the peace you want to see. Then share your peace with everyone you meet. Let it begin. Let it begin. Let it begin with you. And be the joy you want to see. Then share your joy with everyone you meet. Let it begin. Let it begin. Let it begin with you. And be the love you want to see. Share your love with everyone you meet. Let it begin. Let it begin. Let it begin with you and me.
That is so beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Good message.
Yeah.
Let it begin with you. Let it begin with
Right.
me. Because if it doesn't begin somewhere, it's never going to happen.
Right?
All right.
That's awesome.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Love the music today. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome. Unfortunately, I didn't finish the full song because I got a tickle in my throat.
Oh,
Oh,
our loss.
Spring is here.
Yeah, we're live.
Mm-hmm.
we'll sing it in our own minds.
Okay.
We may not be slick, but we're authentic.
He's slick, yeah.
I don't know what it is with us where we have jerky days.
Yeah. Haven't figured it out.
Well, there must be a solution. I just don't know what it is. Anyway, it is what it is, huh?
Mhm. So we invite people to how do they join up with us?
There's a link in the comments that they can click on, and I can bring it up here too, just as a reminder. But yeah, it's in the comments.
Okay. So we go off air, and
We'll go off air, go offline, and then I'll come back like this, and anybody else that's watching can click on the link in the comments.
Great.
And it just brings them right back to this screen.
Yep, just like a Zoom.
But
and
it's not online
It's not on broadcast.
on broadcast,
recording.
so it's just that personal group will be talking.
Right.
So it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
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 So you're not sharing to everybody like we are.
We know that you're an intelligent being made in the likeness and image of God. So you have something that we want to hear about, because we're always learning, and when we're in class, it's amazing how no matter how long I've been teaching, I always learn something by someone in that class. It's just amazing.
Yep.
So when you join us, you're joining group consciousness, and you may have something that you didn't even know you have, and by sharing, it releases this energy of fulfillment, that I am worthy. I have something to say, and I want to share it this day, right now. So join us.
You want to grace out?
Sure. So once again, returning to that centered place, understanding that there's no other place that we need to be other than right where we are, right here, right now, and acknowledging that I and everyone listening, participating in this service, have given something special, your life, your existence, and we celebrate that. We give thanks for this day, for this week to come, and for all the good that is ours to realize and take. It's the good is ready to be taken. And so I say, thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is. All right, everybody. We'll be back here in a minute.
Yay.
See ya. Okay. All right, bye.